Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a place where ancient knowledge, well, it isn't tucked away in the dusty pages of some forgotten textbook. No, it is standing monumental and proud right in plain sight. We're looking at Badami and the absolutely incredible sandstone wisdom of the Chalukya dynasty. So get ready because we're about to look at history, science, and art through a totally different lens today. Think about this for a second. What if history wasn't written in books, but literally carved into stone? I mean, really imagine that. What if every single pillar, every majestic sculpture, and every dark, echoing cave actually held the profound wisdom of an entire civilization? And what if that civilization existed more than 14 centuries ago? Hidden away inside the striking red sandstone cliffs of Karnataka, there's this timeless symbol of India's architectural brilliance. Trust me, this isn't just some old, crumbling site. It's a living testament to ancient knowledge systems that have totally survived the test of time. So let's jump right into Section 1. Exploring Indian knowledge systems beyond the textbooks. Our lens for this exploration is actually super fascinating. We're tagging along on an experiential learning trip taken by a student named Bagagi, along with a whole team of artificial intelligence and machine learning students. Crazy, right? These are the minds currently building our technological future, and they traveled to Badami to study IKS, or Indian knowledge systems. We're talking about the scientific, artistic, architectural, and spiritual wisdom developed over thousands of years. And here's the thing, it's not something you can just passively read about. It's definitely not limited to standard theories or textbook concepts. It is a living, breathing heritage of science and art that you literally have to experience to truly wrap your head around. Okay, moving right along to Section 2, the ancient Chalukya capital. Let's explore historical Vatapi. Badami wasn't always called Badami. Historically, it was known as Vatapi. Picture this. It's surrounded by these majestic, really imposing rocky hills, right alongside the beautiful Agastya Lake, and it became one of the absolute greatest cultural and architectural centers of ancient South India. It was established as the capital of the early Chalukya dynasty way back in the 6th century CE. Then, throughout the 6th and 7th centuries, the incredible Badami rock-cut caves were actually constructed. And that brings us to the present day, where these very same structures are still standing as a living heritage over 1,400 years later. Anchoring ourselves chronologically like this, it really highlights the massive time span these structures have somehow endured. And the Chalukya legacy? Well, it's nothing short of breathtaking. We're talking about extraordinary temple architecture, a total mastery of rock-cut cave construction, and intricately detailed sculpture design. But perhaps most importantly, especially for those AI and machine learning students observing it today, we are seeing some truly profound engineering excellence. Honestly, this dynasty completely transformed South Indian architectural and cultural history.
Now, here is the absolutely crucial point. These ancient artisans, they didn't have heavy machinery. There were no modern lasers, no power tools, no diamond-tipped drills, nothing like that. Using only the simplest of tools, they carved massive temples and entire cave structures directly out of the hard, red sandstone rocks. They basically created monuments that still, to this day, leave modern historians, architects, and travelers completely speechless.
Which brings us to Section 3, Banashankari Temple's heritage, where devotion and art are completely intertwined. When the students explored this first major site, which is dedicated to goddess Banashankari Devi, a powerful form of goddess Parvati, by the way, they really saw a broader point about ancient India. The temple stands proudly as a vital symbol of Karnataka's spiritual heritage, beautifully reflecting those traditional South Indian architectural styles. And it proves that these temples weren't just like isolated places of worship. Not at all. They were dynamic centers of historical knowledge, vibrant hubs of culture and art, and really the beating heart of daily social life. And this gets to the very core of why this explainer matters. Look, classroom learning relies heavily on theories, textbooks, and lectures, right? It's how we usually learn things. But the AI students noted something pretty amazing. Physically walking through the Banashankari temple delivered this sense of peace, spirituality, and historical depth that simply cannot be replicated inside a four-walled classroom. You just can't. You really have to physically experience these centuries-old traditions to even begin to grasp their magnitude.
All right, let's head into Section 4, the Badami rock-cut caves. Architectural intelligence in stone.
Now keep in mind, these aren't structures built with stones just stacked on top of one another. Oh no, they are carved directly into the massive cliffs themselves. You are literally taking material away to create the space. Inside, you'll find awe-inspiring sculptures of Lord Shiva, absolutely breathtaking carvings dedicated to Lord Vishnu, and these beautifully preserved depictions of ancient Jain traditions. It's just this incredible convergence of diverse spiritual traditions, all masterfully carved right into the earth.
I mean, the precision and detail here are unbelievable, especially when you remember they achieved this entirely without modern machinery or technology. Actually, let me repeat that. Zero modern technology. Every single carving, every perfectly aligned pillar, every sculpture, it all reflects an architectural intelligence and a deep, deep scientific understanding possessed by these ancient Indian craftsmen. To create this level of sheer perfection without modern tech, it's literally staggering.
1400. That is the number of years we're talking about here. Even after more than 1400 years, these structures haven't crumbled into dust. They haven't washed away. They continue to stand firm. This single number represents unbelievable durability and true timelessness. I mean, think about it. It's a pretty stark contrast to the temporary nature of so much of our modern engineering, isn't it?
Let's wrap things up with Section 5, Experiencing India's Living Heritage, Connecting the Past and Present. The huge takeaway from this entire journey the students took is that this isn't just about going and looking at some old monuments. It's about connecting with a history that is still very much alive and breathing today. You see, ancient Indian civilization didn't treat things as separate subjects the way we so often do today. Architecture, spirituality, culture, science, and art, they were all deeply, brilliantly intertwined. It's like a giant puzzle. You couldn't have the stunning architecture without the intense spiritual devotion, right? And you couldn't have the intricate artistic carvings without the exact science of engineering. The whole shebang was just one holistic system.
Think about this. When students who are literally building the future of artificial intelligence can walk into a 1400-year-old cave and walk out completely humbled by the engineering and science of the past, it really begs the question, what other hidden systems are just waiting for us in plain sight? India's magnificent heritage is out there, permanently carved into stone, just waiting to teach us, if we're only willing to look. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. And hey, keep exploring.